Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. I've got something. So recently I did a couple of Shirogorovs. They were the first two to land on the channel. I'm very grateful to my buddy Tyler for letting me take a look at those. But my other friend, Chris, you may know him as Thai Addiction, saw those videos and said, hey, if you liked those Shiros, or at least you liked reviewing them, I've got one you can check out. And I said, yeah, because I'm not an idiot. Hey, before we get into this, hit the subscribe button and the like button and all the various buttons. It does help out the channel. All right, let's move on. This is the Shirogorov 111, the 111. It is enormous and beautiful. The $1,200 elephant in the room is that these are about $1,200, which is significant. By way of example, these are, a little under 300. What's the other most expensive knife I have available to me? I don't know. I had, there it is. You can buy two of these or one of these. This, of course, is the full-size Sebenza 31 Bog Oak. These are a little over $600. But you get what you pay for. I've had some very expensive knives come through the channel that were tiny. This is definitively not. This thing is a monster. Anyway, let's take a look at what you get. You get an M390 blade. You get milled, gorgeously milled carbon fiber. You get a full-length titanium backspacer. You get a really nice tie pocket clip, which you see the way that's done. It's got tons of ramp. It's got lots of room in there for thicker jeans. This is a well-done cutting implement. Now, it does have their sort of proprietary hardware, but a flathead screwdriver will work. I don't know. I'm not taking this thing apart. It's not mine, but they will work. I've seen it done. The milling on the carbon fiber is beautiful. The jimping on the top of the blade is, well, look at the size of that thing, right? But it's right where my thumb lands. The action, multi-row ceramic bearings are astonishing. And of course, you can flick this thing beautifully. It's very rare that a knife comes across my table that costs this much money that I see it. But in this, I just do. Now, am I suggesting you go get one? No. I don't know. Maybe you got more money than I do. But if you're going to invest in an expensive knife, get one that speaks to where they put the money besides just into their pocket. And so far, Shirogorov continues to be that knife. The flipper works beautifully. The flick works beautifully. Because of the way it's designed, you can just roll it out. Now, it is a liner lock, and it is, so there's a steel insert on this side. And I think, hang on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So yeah, there is just a single steel insert. I'm not sure that's going to show, but you can see it just in there on the lock side. But man, that is pretty on the inside. Wow. The pocket clip, as you can see, is, maybe it'll show up. Anyway, it's screwed in from the inside with more of their proprietary hardware. God, this thing is just beautiful. Really, really wonderful. It's fairly light for its size because it's all carbon fiber except for that little insert. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some specs out of the way on this monster. The blade is over the cutting and the blade are over 4¼ inches. It's huge. Grip area from behind that flipper tab is 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4 inches. The knife overall from tip to tail is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3/4 inches. I don't know how many of you have seen this before, but this is the Kaiser Cane. That is a full-size knife, right? That is a 9-inch knife. Many of you know the full-size Griptilian. It's just dwarfed. The Shirogorov 111 is a beast. And yet, it is really slicey, right? It's very pokey, in case you need to give something a jab. It's excellent for draw cuts because of the way it's shaped. It works beautifully this way. There's nothing in the way of the cutting path, so if you're doing slice cuts, it does a really good job at that. Everything is chamfered. Everything is milled. You guys know me. Really expensive knives make me itch. But every once in a while, something comes across my table or into my life where the cost just kind of makes sense. Shirogorov knives are very expensive, but holy crap, are they well built. Anyway. Okay. The closed length on the monster Shirogorov here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 3/4. The in the pocket profile is not small, right? So we got to line it up that way. You're talking about well over 1.5 inches because of the flipper. It's not super deep carry, but I got to tell you, if it was, because of how long this is, it would not even fit in most guys' jean pockets. Like, this is a long knife, but it's not bad. There's a piece of paper. That'll do. That won't do. There we go. This will work. Right, so you got about 3/4 inch of knife sticking out of the pocket. But from that spot, if we line it up, so you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 3/4 inches of knife in the pocket. So just be aware of that. It's going to eat up a ton of pocket. The action on the multi-row bearings is just out of this world, man. Oh, this thing is fantastic. I mean, we're going to do size comparisons. I already did. Here is the classic ZT-0920. It's just dwarfed. The Kaiser Cane, which is an even longer knife. Again, just dwarfed. This is one of my all-time favorite Kaisers. I do want to say the budget version of the Kaiser Cane is an atrocity. The full-size Thai version is something I very much wish they'd bring back. But anyway. Knives that you may be more familiar with again. Let's do the bug out just because it's hilarious. Yeah, okay. So. Oh my God, this thing is a monster. And yet, because of the shape of the handle, it's very usable and very comfortable. Chris, if you're watching, man, I wish I had $1,200. I would buy this from you. I don't, and I'm not going to sell 5 of my other knives to come up with it. But boy, I'll tell you. My understanding is that Shirogorov does the heat treat and the work on their M390 and all of their various blade steels really, really well. Everything on this knife is done beautifully. It's ridiculous and yet fantastic. Now, it's not mine, so I'm not going to go out and beat the shit out of it, but you could. And it gives you a sensation right off the bat that it would take whatever you throw at it and more. Let's go ahead and weigh it, just because I'm curious. How much does a 9 3/4 inch knife weigh? Again, it doesn't feel that heavy in hand, so let's find out. The Shirogorov 111 comes in at 4.8 ounces, which, you know, for a just under 4.5 inch blade is not bad, right? And it is a nice thick slice of M390. It's not a beast or anything, but it's not bad either. So let's go ahead and zero that out. Back here at the thickest point, you're looking at 3.35 millimeters. Because it is a reasonably high flat grind, and their edge is, let me see if I can get that shine to come through. Is that gonna work? Let's see. Yeah, there it is. It is perfect on both sides. The grind is just immaculate. There's actually chamfering inside the sharpening choil here at the base of the plunge. If I close this up, you can see back here that this is chamfered and shaped as well. There's a little bit of weight reduction on the inside of the flipper. This thing is gorgeous. Looks like there's a little bit of copper shred maybe in the carbon fiber. There's definitely a color in there. I'm not sure if it's copper shred or what it is. but it is astounding. The millwork on the carbon fiber, you can hear that, means that there is a ton of grip. This is a rare bird here on the channel. This is a stupidly expensive knife that had I the money, would spend. And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Chris, for this opportunity to look at another Shirogorov. This is the third one I have ever held and the third one on the channel. The other two that I had, the price versus knife, it was good. But I got to say, this thing, I'm not going to tell you it makes sense because that's crazy, but I understand it. Look how big that is. This is a pocket full of fantasticness right here. Anyway, this is the Shirogorov 111. I have been a Therapeutic Edge. This has been an amazing opportunity, and I'm very grateful. Thank you, Chris, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.